Welcome back to Fit, the Truckers Finances and Investments channel. In my last video, a subscriber, a commenter, hopefully he was a subscriber, a commenter left a comment about doing a video on lease purchase. Now on my other channel, if you're not aware, I do another channel on YouTube called Trucking and Politics. Completely different subject matter over there, but I have done a video over there on lease purchase. You can go over there and watch that video if you want. But since this is trucking, finance, and investments, it's very appropriate to do a lease purchase video here. Since I haven't done one yet, hey, let's do it. So I wrote down 3 things here that I was wanting to go over. I'm going to try to keep this video short, not get long-winded about it. First off, what is a lease purchase? The answer to that is a very bad deal. More than likely, it's a very bad deal. That's what a lease purchase is. It's a very, very bad deal for you, and a very, very good deal for the person initiating the lease purchase, whether it's a third-party company out here or a trucking company or a brokerage or whoever is offering this lease purchase. It's a good deal for them and it's a bad deal for you. So why is that? Well, what is a lease purchase? What does it mean? To me, this is what it is. This is what the whole lease purchase is. Let's take a company that has, say, 1,000 trucks. It could be any company out here. Just name it. It has 1,000 trucks. They go and buy 300 brand new trucks. They buy them in a lump sum. 300 trucks. They're all specced out the same. They're all the same color. They have the same wheels, the same tires, the same everything. You can't tell one from the other. They all look identical. They put them into service with their trucking company, with company drivers. They get some miles on them. They start having a little maintenance issues. You know, the factory warranty starts getting close to time to be up. And the trucking company says, well, we'll trade them in. The situation now with our financial situation in the country, and it's been this way for a long time actually, the manufacturers and the dealerships where these trucks were bought at, they don't want them back. They're like, we sold them to you, you deal with them. And the trucking company's like, we don't have anything to do with them. They're just sitting here. We've pulled them out of service. What do we want to do with them? What do we have to do with them? So they have come up with this. These companies have come up with this brilliant plan. We will do a lease purchase. We will help you out as a company driver to get in the seat of your own truck. It is your truck. There's one big major problem with that. I would say 80 or 90% of the time it will never be your truck. Because these companies are predatory. They are predatory, and they are only doing it to benefit themselves and not you. They will even put words and stipulations in that lease to where you will never be able to pay that truck off. You will never get it. Here's something I want you to think about that a lot of people don't think about when they do a lease purchase. If you're getting a used truck through a lease purchase, and say you get an extended warranty, what happens if the warranty doesn't pay for that? Who's footing the bill? You. Do you have that money? Do you have $25,000 for a new transmission? Do you have $60,000 for a new engine? You need to think about that. Because these companies are not here to help you, they're here to help themselves. So they will leave you stuck holding the bag, and then you'll have to pay for the truck, and then you'll have to pay for all the financial help they give you in putting the truck together to keep it on the road. That's why they're wanting to get rid of it, is because it's become a maintenance nightmare for them, so they're throwing it off on you. So why do people want to do the lease purchase? What is the allure of it? Well, it's because they're sick and tired of being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it. The drivers think they are stepping up. They're going from being a company driver to a quote-unquote owner-operator. And they're not. I think I was the first person on YouTube to come up with this. Maybe I'm not, but I think I am, is coining the phrase glorified company driver. That is the definition of a lease purchase, is you are a glorified company driver. You're doing the exact same job. You're doing everything exactly the same as a company driver, only you've got the headaches and the nightmares to deal with of taking care of the truck and maintaining the truck. And these companies know this. They are way ahead of you. They have done their homework. They have written the book on lease purchases. So they're just sitting there thinking, we can't get rid of this truck. The manufacturer doesn't want it back. The dealership doesn't want it back. It's just sitting out here in our yard. We'll sell it to some sucker. But here's the thing. We're not going to sell it to them. We're going to lease it to them to where they'll never own it, and they will be stuck in this perpetual lease that just stays and goes and goes and goes and goes, and you're trapped on a treadmill that you can't get off of. That's what a lease purchase really is. And it's a horrible thing until finally one day you throw your hands up and say, that's enough, I'm done. I'm turning the truck in and I'm walking away. And then they're sitting there thinking, well, we've got a bunch of money now that we've made off of this sucker. This truck has been paid for. Should we turn around and lease it again to some other sucker? Or should we just sell it, for $15,000, $20,000 and get rid of it? Because we've got even more trucks over here ready to go again. Man, it's just a horrible idea. The lease purchase, honestly, is just a horrible, horrible idea. Now, there are some instances where it's good. If you're you work for a small company, or you work for a medium-sized company that really does have your best interest in mind, there are some, I guess, that would do it. But with those, what I would say is read that lease with, binoculars on. Read every letter of every word of every sentence in there, and make sure 100,000% that you are getting what you want. Try to negotiate. What is another word for lease? What is a word that you could take lease and throw it away and put another word in and it means exactly the same thing? That word is contract. You are a contract purchase driver because you're signing a contract to buy this truck or to lease this truck. Lease and contract is exactly the same word. All famous people, singers, dancers, entertainers, actors, they all have contract negotiations. Ask if you can negotiate your lease. If the company's like, no, we don't negotiate leases. It's either you take it or you leave it. I'd say walk away. Because they've got it set up to where it's going to benefit them and not you. And if there's no contract negotiation there, they know that they've got you bent over a barrel, so why do they want to change anything? And if they pressure you and say, well, if you don't take it, we've got another guy that's coming this afternoon that will take it. My answer would be, in that situation, you give me an ultimatum, my answer will be 100% of the time, give it to the other person. I'm walking away. You're not pressuring me into doing something. You should be the same way. And if all this company does is just keep advertising, we do lease purchases, we want lease purchase drivers, it's because they are making so much money off of it. Of course they want it. And people just keep falling for it over and over and over and over. Don't be a dummy. Don't be a dummy. So that basically is what a lease purchase is. So why do people want to be a lease purchase driver? Because they are stuck in their mind, stuck being a company driver, being told where to go, what to do, when they can go home. And this lease purchase has the allure of being an owner-operator, to where you are in charge. You're not. You're a glorified company driver. You're doing exactly the same thing, only with more requirements on top of you being a company driver. Most lease purchase drivers don't even make the money an owner-operator does, and owner-operators are just barely making it. All you're doing is giving all of the money to the company. That's all you're doing, is you're giving all of the money to the company. You are basically just running that truck that they had sitting over to the side, that they didn't know what to do with, and they didn't know how to get rid of it. So they give it to you. Oh, come in, you can get it for $0 down, walk away lease. It's the greatest thing ever. For them, not for you. Because they're stuck with that truck and they don't know what to do with it. And they just suckered you into something. I say 80 to 90% of the guys never have the truck paid off. Why? Because you have to think, if it's got 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 miles on it when you buy it, or you do the contract or the lease purchase, okay, and you do, say, a 5-year lease on it, and then they say, well, you'll be completely paid for in 5 years. What's going to happen as soon as that truck hits a 500,000 mile mark and it comes off a factory warranty? Everything on it's going to start falling apart. You're going to need a new engine. You're going to need a new DEF system. You're going to need a new transmission. The rear end's rebuilt. And then you're going to start going down this rabbit hole of maintenance issues. And you're still stuck in the lease for 5 years. So they're going to want to finance your maintenance. Sure, we'll put a transmission in. $25,000, $30,000. Oh, you don't have the money? Don't worry about it. We'll finance it for you. We'll just add it onto your lease. And you're like, oh, I really want to get this truck paid off, so yeah, another $30,000 tacked on to what I already owe for the truck. That's okay. My payments won't go up. Will it? Well, it might a little bit. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and do it. I need to get my truck fixed and get back out on the road. Before you know it, you're paying $100,000, $150,000 for this truck. And when you do get it paid off, if you ever do reach that finish mark and you get it paid off, that truck is going to have 900,000 miles, 1,000,000 miles on it, and it's going to be a wore out piece of junk. You finally get the title and it's paid for, and you've got a pile of crap. Don't do it. Don't do the lease purchase. Don't do it. There's only a few, maybe, I would say probably less than 10 places in the entire United States, from coast to coast, maybe 10 places that has even a halfway decent lease purchase. And I would say probably 5 of those even suck. So you're only left with maybe 4 or 5 that's actually a good lease purchase. It's not a good deal for you. They have it, the companies, the corporations, and all have it set up to where they will win 90% of the time and you will lose. So, why should you change your mind about the way lease purchases are and the way lease purchases work? The whole thing about this channel that I want drivers to do, the whole thing about this channel that I want people to think about is, does trucking suck? Probably. Will it ever get better? I don't know. I really don't know. We have went so far downhill with trucking. I don't know if it will ever get better. Everything sucks about trucking. The trailers are too expensive. The trucks are too expensive. They're maintenance nightmares. We've got so many illegals and immigrants running the price of freight down to nothing. No one in politics is talking about getting the illegals and the immigrants out of trucking to where it can get back up where it needs to be. You have so many predatory people out here wanting to prey on, their suspects doing lease purchases and all this stuff. I don't know if it'll ever get straightened out. But what I do know is, don't screw yourself with a lease purchase. Don't lock yourself into that and find out, 3 years from now, you owe twice as much on your lease as what you started out with, and you still got a piece of junk truck. Go find a lower mileage truck at a dealership and try to get a loan on that truck to where you are an owner-operator. Save up your money and pay cash for the truck. And if you don't have it and you can't get it, do like me and just stay company driving. You know how much I pay out of pocket to drive this truck a week? Zero. Nothing. If a tire goes bad, a transmission goes bad, I hit a bird and it comes through the windshield, you know how much I have to pay for that? Zero. I call 1-800 come fix my truck. That's a fabricated number, but it's the mindset of it. I don't have to pay for anything out of my pocket. I just call the company and say, hey, your truck's broke. What do you want to do? And I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it at all. And I would say I am probably making as much or more than a lease purchase driver would make. and I'm getting home every weekend. So I can't really beat my situation. Now, somebody that's staying out 3 and 6 months at a time that absolutely hates their company driving job, instead of looking for a lease purchase, which is going to make your situation worse, look for a better company job, is what I would say. Look for a better company driving job. What I am really hoping for, I'm really hoping for it once Trump gets into office, if he really goes through with a lot of the stuff that he is saying, wanting to shut government agencies down, wanting to tackle lobbyists, wanting to officially drain the swamp, as he says, it will trickle down. It will trickle down into trucking, even if he doesn't specifically go after the bad actors in trucking. It will trickle down to where they will start leaving trucking. And that will open up doors and opportunities to people to where you can do better. Just don't get suckered into a lease purchase. Don't do it. Don't tie your time and your money up on someone else's equipment. Start thinking about, I need to start saving money up so I can buy my truck. So I can buy the truck I want, not the truck they want me to have. That way I can do with this truck what I want to do, and I don't have to jump through their hoops. If you suck at saving money, if you suck at investing money, and every week your paycheck is just going to zero and it's just staying there, that's why I started this channel, is to help people start building their money up. And then once you start building your money up, you can either decide to retire from trucking and get completely out of it, or you can go buy that truck that you really want and become a real owner-operator, or maybe even an independent and start your own company, or go in a partnership with someone, start something up. That way it'll be good for both of you. That's what I want to do with this channel. Lease purchase, no, I wouldn't do it. 90%, I would put a 90% sticker on that as nope, don't do it. Don't do it. The only way I would do it in a lease purchase is if they would negotiate the contract. They would be able to reword something if you don't like the way something is worded. Offered options for the maintenance. Offer a buyback in case you get a bad truck that you don't like and it's a maintenance nightmare. Say if the truck goes into the shop 5 times in 6 months, you automatically buy the truck back. Give me a different truck with the same or lower mileage. If they're not willing to negotiate with you at all and nothing is negotiable with it, walk away from it and say, you deal with that truck. I'm not dealing with your headache. Make it a buyer's market for yourself. If they don't want you to be a buyer's market, they don't want you to have any leverage whatsoever, that should tell you something. That should tell you something right there, is they don't want to negotiate because all they want to do is screw you over. I would never do a lease purchase myself. That's just me personally. Even if it's a good lease purchase, I would probably still not do it. because I would negotiate until they were so sick and tired of me, and they'd be like, Dave, just please shut up and leave us alone. We're sorry we even offered it to you. And I was like, okay. That's how I would do it. I mean, they would be sick and tired of listening to all the stipulations I would put in, because I wouldn't fall for their BS. Because I know what they're up to. They're up to screwing somebody over. They're not going to screw me over. I'm not listening to their bull crap. So, lease purchase, leave it alone. Don't do it. Save up your money, be an owner-operator. Save up your money, continue to be a company driver. Get to the point where you have enough money and you just get out of trucking and do something else. Or you just buy your own truck and do your own thing. Don't fall into these lease purchase gimmicks. And if you do want to do one, negotiate till they're just screaming mad at you. What else do you want? Get them so mad to where they're screaming, what else do you want? What else could we possibly offer you? And that's where you know you've got the upper hand. They don't. Until next time, thanks for watching.